was, like I said, the video skips a little bit. Like, the frame rate is jumpy. And it's because of my streaming bitrate, because of the storms recently, so the internet's been a bit shit here. And, like, it's okay, but I don't think it's valid. I'd have to, like, ask Mondo or someone if he could watch a couple of minutes of it and let me know if this would even be valid. I don't think it is. But I'll try and... I want to get a sub 48 before I submit, anyway.
Pathetic.
Should we, let's watch this run and see what I can, do differently.
You're kidding me.
And we're doing some Final Fantasy VII Remake afterwards. We're gonna plug in the controller and have some comfy world record attempts on some individual levels. So, like, little short mini speedruns, you know. Kind of comfy. Alright, we can do that. And then this. And then... Right, I just want to go through... Maybe we won't watch the whole run, but I want to watch parts of it and see where I lost time and what I can do better. I'm gonna, like, maybe leave the mouse cursor somewhere, like, at the top, so that it's visible that we're watching a video and this is not, like, a live run. I could just put a text thing up, but I'm lazy. I'm just gonna leave that there, so it's not, like, you know what I mean? Oh, is that not... It's just gonna disappear anyway, doesn't it? Fuck. Okay, never mind.
Let's have some fun.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it full screen, even though it looks like I'm fully baiting. I look like that guy that... Have you ever seen... RC, you would have seen this. The Carl Jobst video about the Mario speedrunner that was eating a pizza while doing a fake speedrun. Spanish guy or whatever it was. I feel like that dude right now. I'm sat here drinking a coffee like, yeah, I'm totally running this. yeah, I knew you would have seen that. I know you follow the videos. This might not be very loud, actually. Hang on. I'll jack it up a bit. But yeah, so I did this run yesterday offline. Second attempt. I got to the intro, reset, and then this was the run. And my recording for the whole thing was like an hour and 12 minutes. And this run started at 12 minutes in. So, like, yeah, it was alright. And rather than grinding PBs after that, I quit while I was ahead last night. I just got one... I played video games for like an hour and a bit doing this, and then that was it. Then I just watched TV and chilled all night and was watching streams. But as you can see, the frame, it occasionally dips to 19 FPS. I've seen this on one of my Twitch VODs before. It's annoying. I think it's to do with bitrate or OBS memes. You can see in the bottom left corner, the game, it was keeping the frames the whole time, more or less. Apart from at points where I dropped to 57 and shit. But, the video, like the encoding of my stream itself, and I didn't know this until after the fact, because how would you know until after I checked the recording from the run? Because I don't record at the same time either. You should, but it would fuck up my PC more, you know. I would drop frames in the game if I was recording and streaming. So I just choose to just do it as a stream, and that's on me. But, it, like, intermittently, but consistently, all the way through the whole video... And we tested this on Twitch the other night. When you look at the video stats, you can see in the frame rate, it goes like 60, 19, 60, 19, 60. And you can see it all the way through this video, and it's annoying. It's like probably quite jarring to watch, so I'm sorry. Because you'll see it like stutter a little bit, but it's like... It wasn't stuttering when I was playing, it's just the video of my session, which kind of sucks. The thing is, and that's partly some of my fault, because I was streaming on YouTube, which I do privately for sessions, like when I'm grinding on my own kind of thing. But I use a higher bitrate, which means I need more internet. And because of the storms recently, I think my internet has been like lower than what it would normally be, like my upload has been fluctuating. So that's why my internet, I don't think, could fully like keep up with the bitrate, perhaps. It was either that or it's an OBS meme, I don't know. Welcome back, Cinders. Yeah, we're just watching over my run from yesterday. I just want to see where I can make up some time and what parts I had to redo. But as I was just explaining, when I streamed this run, I didn't find out until afterwards, but the recording is kind of janky looking, and the frames drop the frames, not of the game, but the frames of the video dip consistently to 19, like every 5 seconds. It's something that happened on Twitch the other day. That's why I think it's an OBS meme, because if it was to do with my internet and not enough bitrate, I use 10,000 on YouTube and 6,000 on Twitch, and my upload is like 11 to 12, so I can get away with 10. So using sort of like 6 on Twitch shouldn't be an issue, but I had the exact same problem on Twitch the other night. While my upload and internet speeds were fine, my stream was doing this same effect. I think it's an OBS issue. When you look it up, OBS is like, this is unlikely to be an OBS issue, and I'm like, yeah, you would say that, you're OBS. But then they're like, oh, it must be your bitrate, it must be your internet, and I'm like, well, but it probably wasn't, because it's happened on 2 different platforms over the space of a week, in separate days, like here and then here, you know? RC, how did you do it? How did you do it? So yeah, I'm sorry if this video that we're watching is a bit jarring right now for the frames, but like, it's not that bad. But I think it would probably make the run invalid, to be fair. Yeah, exactly. OBS is a useless fuck. Or cunt, whatever that word that you self-censored was. Fought off a bear that attacked us. Was it a bear and 15 ninjas? I've been in that fight before, I understand. This audio still okay? 17 ninjas? Damn. Okay, that is fine. And a bear. Jeez. So,
Don't get cocky.
I'm still getting there late. Like, my movement needs to be better in the intro for sure. And there's a funny meme coming up in this run where while I was practicing, I found a drop for a herb. And I thought, oh, cool, I could use that. If I have to use 2 heals in my castle, I still need another herb for my pipe bomb strat. So I found another herb, and I was like, yeah, great. And then I went to go and get it in the run, and it turns out it's a random drop, and it's not always a herb. So in this run, I randomly stop, open, and collect 5 handgun ammo that I don't need. That wastes time. Climbing up a wet skateboard ramp. Oof. Oh, that's fucking... He didn't lunge. Why didn't he lunge? This is hardcore, by the way, lol. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna make fun of that, because that sounds... I've seen them videos where it's like... trainers go... just banana peel situation. Like, it's understandably fucked up his shin. They are lucky that he hasn't sued. You know? Jeez. I would have been like, I'm suing you all for everything you're worth, man. This whole place is being shut down.
You're wasting my time.
I got the aim strat for the pickup, but then I got a shit turnaround because I'm bad at the video game. Hey, do you know what? If I'd have started this in another fucking 8 minutes or so, the time would have been nearly accurate. Taking the mick from climbing up there in the first place when it's wet. True. True. That herb is a legit herb every time. Aiming to pick up this gunpowder from slightly further away, but then I got fucking stuck. So there's some loads of time save here. The one thing why I was happy with this is because there is lots of areas in this run where you can just absolutely just fail, or it's a reset point. And I didn't really get any, if I can remember. Like, none that were massively bad. Like, everything more or less went in line with how it should. I got danger memes in the dollhouse from a failed plant thingy without getting caught, and I got caught. So I had to danger walk, so I lost like 30 seconds there. So I can make that up next time. That's great. That should be a sub 48. Should be free on this then. I already know that. Because I got 48.04 in this run, spoilers. There's still things I'm not doing, like I'm doing the ladder. Whereas you can not do the ladder and put it in 30 and walk through. You can't. I haven't learned that yet, though. There's like a few things. I just didn't give a fuck. You're too busy laughing at you. Was it Schadenfreude? Nelson effect. Haha. Make sure Aaron didn't trip too? Yeah, exactly.
You're wasting my time.
Can't blame me there. Last thing you want is to hit, you know. The good thing is, he can learn from Aaron's mistakes. He can see what RC just did and be like, I ain't fucking doing that. Alright, fair enough. RC just had to take one for the proverbial team there. He did, exactly, see? There you go. Lesson learned. That's one of them situations where you turn around after rubbing your leg for 10 minutes and go, right, that's what's not to do. Do as I say, not as I do. Literally. So this guy, what most people do here... You noticed in the intro section, I let myself get hit. 10:03, 4:46. You notice here, I stand in the corner and let myself get hit intentionally. Because it lowers my health to like, and lowers the game, the difficulty. So now instead of being like 8.5, we're in 8.3, and I've got 400 HP up until this section coming up, which is, oh shit, was I looking at? No, that was the right time, right? Yeah, there. So normally most people heal when they get to here, but if you heal here, it makes the next few enemies slightly lower difficulty, so it makes them a little bit easier, but not really. But then you have to get through them all with no heals. So what I do is I don't let this guy hit me, and I go past him, and then I save the heals for like further inconvenient dudes. That's what the strat is here. For me, anyway, this is how I've been doing it. It's not like optimal world record strats, but this is what I'm able to achieve, so this is what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? You have to, like, know your limits when you're learning a run. So that guy has different, like, RNG. This dude here has different patterns in which he can do. If he stumbles off, like, over this direction, like, into the blood, then you can kind of go around and pick either the right path or the left path, I think, and it's kind of free. And then the other guy could sometimes catch you. And then this first guy can also, like, circle back on you, and that's what you want. If he, like, whiffs a grab and you go around him, and then you can go around to the right side and it's free. So you have to look and see what this dude is doing and adjust accordingly. So, like, he's stumbling around over there, so I chose the right path, because he should be around the other side of the bookcase. And then I just luckily got around him. He should have hit me. So I took the heal, shot my nip, moved that guy. It didn't fucking work. I think I shot too early. But he stumbled and then still grabbed me. He should have been a gap for me. But that's fine. So we just take the hit there, and then we're at lower difficulty again. There's time to be made here for that. Because I could get that clean next time. So that's good. This is why, like, I was stressing. Yo, Kira, welcome on in, man. I was stressing just to get, like, a run on the board, and by that I don't mean the leaderboard, but I mean a run on my board, you know, a finished run, start to finish, single segment. I just wanted to get something, so now I have something to beat, but I also have to match it. I have to do this plus better, you know. Yeah, welcome on in, Kira. I hope you're doing well, buddy. We're just watching back my run from yesterday. I got a PB offline. I just heard some weird feedback there for a second. That was odd. But yeah, we're just watching this PB I got offline yesterday. I sat down for like an hour and managed to get this 48 run in after one reset. And a bit of practice before. It's not great, but it's like an honest run, 48 minutes on hardcore. It's my first ever keyboard and mouse speedrun that I've ever done. Not including the old RE2s, which are on keyboard. But this is my first modern keyboard and mouse shooting and all that kind of menuing speedrun. I've never done one before, really. And my first, like, hardcore run, I guess, that I can think of. I don't think I've done really hardcore on Resident Evil really that much. You know, I used to do a lot of New Game Plus or New Game Standard. But I think this is, like, my first hardcore run as well. So, it's not amazing, but I got some of the new tricks. Like, I did the correct dodge here, where I managed to bait him into another lunge before I went through the door. a couple of days ago, I was letting him hit me and heal so that it could give the door time to open. And then by the time I push him off and heal, it's time for me to go. And then I've got past all those guys and saved my heal for a more inconvenient enemy, which is there. But I've now worked out and I can get around that. So I used my heals earlier than I would normally. I was still going to do that with this guy, but because I've now got like backup alternatives. If A happens, do B solution. If like A does not happen, carry on with A solution kind of thing, you know. And I now have multiple plans almost. So I got the dodges there, which was great because I couldn't afford to let him grab me. I don't have any heals now, or I don't think I do. I might be able to make one, but I don't want to have to do that yet. Because again, there's another enemy that I think does grab me in a minute that I had to use the heal on. So like, you're supposed to get through this whole section and use one heal, but I have to get through here using 2/3 because there's a couple of awkward guys that I can't always get around. But there is some... There is some... this is a pre-recorded run from yesterday as well, by the way, just so you know. This is not like some fucking... Bada bun speedrun. This is a pre-recorded run that we're watching back just to see. Just to try and learn what I could do differently. And as you can see there's a lot of memes in this run where you turn the frame rate down. Because that guy, this one dude... Hang on. This one dude that we're coming up here, we put it on 30 FPS to get past him. If it's on 32 or higher, he can catch you. But otherwise, it feels like he doesn't exist. Nah, you're good, man. You're good. It's all good. You didn't know. I just realised you just got here after I started. So, yeah. It's a YouTube video from yesterday. But I had some internet or some OBS memes so that the bitrate or something in the video, it makes it so the frame rate keeps dipping. The game didn't drop frames, but the video is a bit choppy in places. I think I thought because of the storms that maybe our internet was a bit shit. But I did some tests and it seems okay. And it happened to me on Twitch the other day too. So I tried the new dodge here. I got that one, but then this guy grabbed me. He's not meant to grab after you dodge the first guy. It's very rare that he can do that. So, this was why I was glad I could make one more heal here. I used the wrong menu. I could save some time here. So if I just get a clean hallway, that's saving a lot more time there. That's great. Don't touch that guy. Go up to this guy on the right and sidestep left and get this behind him. And he will go behind you like that. Like RE1 style, because he locks on to where you were when you triggered him. It's cool, because I'm not playing, I can explain all of this a little bit, because some of this I have to just focus on when I'm playing, and I can't tell you. Now I can break it down. So sorry the video's a bit choppy, but at least I can show you and explain what I'm trying to do, and show you where I fucked up. So, here, is this it? I opened this earlier, because in practice that was a herb, and I thought it was always a herb. So when I opened it in this run, I lost like 10-15 seconds there for 5 handgun ammo I don't need. Ah, you're good, man. I understand. Twitch is getting really aggressive with the adverts now. Yeah, it's annoying. I think that like moderators should get ad-free because you're a moderator of the channel. You guys are like second in command. How come you guys have to have ads? And especially Cinders, who has like a 28-month sub, and she sometimes still gets ads because Twitch is a fucking dickhead sometimes. I was watching Keybowman, my friend, the other day. He's a PlayStation speedrunner, and like I had to do it as well because I'm not subscribed to him unfortunately. But I was watching him for about an hour, and I had like 3 sets of ads come up. And it was like 1 out of 7, 1 out of 5. That was a new strat I did there where I aim in. It took me a bit longer because I don't know the spot yet. But you don't have to climb up, you can just aim at it and get it. Cinders, that does happen on PC, on some streams. So when you're watching on Twitch on PC, let me try and show you. If I go to me, so you know how we have here, like, oh shit, hang on. Can I, like, go to my stream and just watch it as if we were watching it like you guys right now? Yeah, I can, okay. So, on PC, when I'm watching streams, oh, Aris is streaming, nice. Hey, look, I'm streaming myself, Streamception right now. So, right, so mute me. Where the chat room is here, when I'm watching a stream that has ads on PC, sometimes what happens is the stream comes up to the top of the chat room here, and then I need to change that right now. The stream goes to the top, and the ad stays in the middle, so I can still see it. All right, wrong one. That one. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it does on mobile, nah, because it has to take up your whole screen. I think it's only on PC. But it's not always on every streamer either. Only some streamers. Like my friend Keyboman, he doesn't get that privilege. Maybe it's partners and stuff. Because some of the streamers that I watch, it does that where it goes over. And some of them just says, so-and-so has taken an ad break, please support the stream, you know. New strat here. Get this from a little bit further away. Run in and get this to bait that enemy. And then here, this dude is only just getting up, and that's open, so I don't get cucked going in there anymore. That's free every time now, because of the way... Just by changing a slight positioning thing on when I do the plant. That helped a lot. I found that yesterday, and I was like, nice!
Wasting my time.
So I'm behind on my own splits here by like 35 seconds, and we've seen that I can make that up as well, so that's great. And I've definitely got 30 seconds in Dollhouse. So that means I could possibly get like an early 47 on a like, you know, perfect run, like if I get a good run. So far with it until I get better. And then here, I tried to do the quick dodge. There's a quick dodge with the camera that you can do to sort of sneak past this guy faster, but it didn't work. It worked when I practiced it, and then it didn't work in the fucking run, but it's like 2 seconds. There's a lot of switching the frame rate to make things different and manageable. I'm glad I'm running this on PC, because on console you can't do that. On console it'll be set in performance mode or whatever, and you can't change it mid-game. Whereas on PC we can, so there are some tricks that work better in 30, like some of the dodges where you can get through people. The hitboxes are different. And there are some tricks, I think, that work better perhaps with a higher frame rate. So now I take an additional route. Most people just leave. But I go this way and get this additional herb. And I take this extra room to get another rusted scrap and another gunpowder. This enables me to create either more shotty ammo, which covers me in the boss fight, or another pipe bomb, which covers me in the boss fight. So it makes the boss fight completely down to, like, completely free as long as I don't fuck it up. Because I've already, in terms of resources, I have the equipment, the right equipment. However, no, I should be okay there now. I don't think I did the pipe bomb strat anyway. I did the handgun and one shotgun because I had extra. Again, learning to adapt with, did this happen, then do this, or did that not happen, then do this instead. Like, what's one of them diagrams called? Is it like a Venn diagram or something? The one where it's like, if option A, do this, if option B, do this? Like that. It's literally how that run is. How this run is. New shot manip there to get that guy to walk out. I saw that yesterday and learnt that. Because that guy sometimes was killing my runs. So, because sometimes he doesn't lunge and sometimes he does. He's a bit weird. So, but if you shot him, then he stumbles forward and you can get past the back of him every time. I always get the extra chem fluid there. How well did I do this? Not the best, but hey, I'm not very good on keyboard and mouse. So I don't think that was too bad. That was kind of an okay room. I feel like I'm still... This is still really, like, behind when you look at this pace, but... The thing with this run is, with most, in my opinion, in most Resident Evil runs that I do, there's... Once you get good at it, it's mostly like, you either complete it or you reset. This one is a bit like Rogue Warrior almost. Not quite. But in the sense of, there are some checkpoints that you're probably going to just die on, and you might need to do 2 or 3 times because you just get cucked. And you can retry, and it just adds on to the time. And that's what we've happened here in some places. I've done like extra things or whatever, you know. So that's how you can end up. If you fail one of the skips, then you lose all that time. You know what I mean? And you like, it's one of them. You can be like, you can do all the whole game, the rest of the game perfectly, but you're 2 minutes behind for the whole run because you fucked up a skip in the mid game. It's really annoying. Then this part here, I aim in before I use the stuff so that I'm further away. I learned that if you aim and interact, you can pick stuff up further. And if you do it for that puzzle thing, not puzzle, but if you do it for that interact, you can then grab the shotgun and the key and then bail without being too close to it. It gives you a better exit. So here in this next room, because normally I've been hit loads and I've healed loads, so my route is a bit different. Normally, I think they're on DA 8 here, so they take, most runners, like the world record guys, take an intentional death. They walk in and let themselves be killed here, and it costs like 10 seconds on the timer. And then they go and do the skip. What I do here is I wasn't confident on the skip, so I actually did a trial attempt at the skip, failed it, and then got it the second time. So therefore, I got my death, but it was like a slower death because I did a try. I wanted to get the feeling for the skip. So in this room, when you do this casually, you are supposed to go upstairs and do some plants and knock down two more planks here to make a bridge. But we don't do that in the speedrun. We go over and yoink it with because there's a far interaction, so you can kind of wiggle it and get a pickup here. So I failed it there, but that was a practice attempt and an intentional death. I'm already in DA 7. We need it to be in 7 for both boss fights, not 8. Otherwise the boss fights don't work because they're too tanky and we do less damage. But now, so I tried that. I got the intentional death. We're down on 7 flat now, which is even better for me because it makes it even easier. Great. And now I know this is what I was taught by Spicy in his guide, was he looks for this little shelved little part of the pillar. Like, he looks for around here, like, this is where he puts his reticle, and then, like, swings over to, like, grab the mask, which is exactly what I do.
You're wasting.
Like that, so you don't need to drop the 2 bridges. That's, like, the big skip in this run. Like, skip, if you will. There's a really fast way to do this as well, with your positioning, where you can stand on the right, trigger the plant behind this wall, and you need to, like, fully zap it twice, and you can get 2 full charges in before the guy spawns and have it complete while standing far back and then go straight for the next one. I can't do that yet, so I still do it the kind of slow way, because if you don't hit him clean with that shotgun, he survives and he gets back up and pesters you, and you do not want that, right? This bulb trolls me a little bit. I was 1 step not forward enough, of course. Let me pick up this rusted scrap for another shotgun ammo thingy later. So now I definitely have enough shotgun. I'm not going to include some of these excess pickups as time loss because I'm still going to be using some of these pickups. Like, I'd rather have the right stuff. I know I can make time up on technique more than not picking things up. There's also a shot manip you can do here for this guy, but I can't get it to work every time, so I still do that instead, which it loses some seconds, but you can get it to work. And then here you can pause buffer for this text to show up. A lot of these things I learned from Spicy's guide. Spicy is like the world record holder of this game and this category. He like smashed some fucking world records and still is, and did a tutorial as well, so I sat there watching it and taking notes yesterday. It's really good. Because like he taught me a few things that I didn't know, like this, and how to do the first boss fight really well. Or at least, I can't do it as well as them boys, but I can do it way better than I was, and just a little bit below what they do, you know? I still feel like I'm doing it nice. So what you do here is you can pause for the text to show up on the door quicker, and then she starts her next lines quicker, and then you're off. So now this is the first boss, and this is like, even though there was a lot of, you know, it was the first ever run, there's a lot of memes and there's things I did wrong. Well, I remembered everything, I did most of the stuff correctly, and I'm really proud of these boss fights, because like, there's one thing I like to get in my runs is to get clean bosses, because I think it looks cool. It's a pride thing. Like, even if I make mistakes on menuing and stuff, if I got the boss fight that looked sick, then I'll take it. And I'm pretty sure this one, I'm sure they went okay, but I was really, like, stressed around here. Because I was like, fuck, I've actually got here on, like, without resetting at the skip, the gold mask. Usually I fuck that up 2 or 3 times and it kills the run, or some knobhead grabs me. I've accounted for most of the guys grabbing me and we're still here, so I was like, fuck yeah, we're on a run, let's do it. Okay, cool, finally. I was like, just don't fuck this up, because that's, you can also lose it here if you just don't shoot correctly. So, I know you can dodge him faster a different direction. You don't have to do the movement I do, but I do that intentionally to rope him into the positioning that he's in here, because it's important where he dies. So I'm trying to keep him near that big portcullis door. Or at least somewhere on this aisle. That's a little bit far out, but it worked.
Did I do it?
Wow, look at you! So much fun.
So I didn't have the herb needed for the pipe bomb. Normally, in a run, I would do the pipe bomb here to just blast them guys so that I don't have to try and deal with shooting them. But I didn't have the herb because I didn't pick up the spare one that I thought I was going to get because I had to heal twice because of early castle memes. But we shotgun that guy, and we've got enough ammo to actually finish both of them guys because I made additional shotgun ammo instead. So now the boss is still in. As long as he's on that back wall, we can get these shots in. You're supposed to get 5, but I'm only good at getting 4, just to give me enough time to nail this. So I go with 4, and I do a few more pistol shots here, fully charged for the more damage, and then shotgun to finish it. The reason I do the extra pistol shots is because if I don't hit my other shots, he can get out of it and start hitting me, and I don't want that. So... I thought about throwing it over, and I thought, no, just do it the safe way, throw it in the middle so they die. Sometimes it's risky if you throw it over, because if one of them survives, you have to turn around and shoot him. But because we've got the health display, we can see, I can tell if somebody survived. Because I've done this before, where I've gone up here, and then somebody's grabbed me in the back, because they didn't get blown up properly. And then we use the new strat here of, again, that I learned from Spicy, with the side stagger instead of the back. Normally, I would go right round the back of him here, but staying at the side... Getting this side stagger enables me to use the powers and stun lock him again, which, like, if you're 3 feet over this way and try it behind him, it doesn't work. Because I tried it before, and I'm holding the thing for, like, 10 seconds, and it just doesn't trigger. But from the side, it does, and that was the main thing I was missing. Now, he just, boom, he's free. He's literally free now. Usually what we would do here is you would get 3 shots in, he would get up, and he would teleport out and phase under the floor. And you have to wait for him to come back, and there's 2 or 3 of those. And this time now we don't have to do that, we can keep just freezing him. So both bosses don't get to play the video game, essentially. It's so sick. It feels nice to get it right, because then you get all the loops. It's nice. I only practiced that strat twice yesterday and then got it in my run, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. Sick. So now we get to Dollhouse, and I've got lots of time save and improvement to do here. Just menuing memes and like the order in which you pick the dolls up and things like that. Like movement and... But otherwise, when I got here, I was kind of stressed, but I was really relieved. Because that is the first hurdle of this run. Like, I feel like I've got a run going if I can get here, past that boss. Because usually I can either get to the boss and fuck it up, or not get to the boss at all and fuck up before that and get grabbed and stuff. But I routed it out in a way where I kind of had additional everything. I had like that 1 extra heal and everything, which sort of kept me going. Lost me some time, but enabled me to keep running.
What's wrong?
Don't get cocky.
So now all these splits are all like golds and shit, because it's not often I get there. They're like, we went from 14 seconds behind at the start of that boss to 29 seconds ahead after the boss because of that new strat on the end phase. That's why I wasn't worried about being behind in the early game, because I was like, I can literally make it up later as long as I survive the boss. Then I know it'll be more or less okay. And then this whole section, like, I feel like the castle is the hardest section. There's a lot of RNG, there's a lot of enemy puzzle placements that can fuck you up, as you've seen and been watching, and I've said about. People that, you know, the guys that grabbed me that I had to heal on and all that. There's a lot of things to go right, but once you get to there, and once you get past there, and you get to the boss, and you beat the boss, then I feel like the rest of the run is free. And then there's like improvements, and you can still drop the run in the dollhouse and stuff, but like the later dollhouse. But it's not that bad. I fucked up there. It's supposed to be 4 and I went up 1 too many, but that's fine. That's like tiny time save we can get here. My main time save here comes from the latter part with the other dolls. Pick that up from far away. Simon should be here soon, I would imagine, because this is his part of the game that he usually arrives at. Just ironically, it'd be funny if he turns up now, purely because he always gets here when we do this part of the fucking game. Alright, grab the relief. Pause buffer in it. Nice.
Don't get cocky.
I fully expect on my next run attempts to only just hear Virgil saying "so slow" all the way through, rather than getting these golds. Only because the first time I set some splits, they were really bad, and then this time I'm really ahead. I think I end up like nearly 2 minutes ahead of myself, which is great. But I can still be ahead of that as well. Like,
What now?
there's quite a lot to do in this. Like, it's quite a busy run with the amount of inputs you have to do and puzzles and things. And like, I don't know. I feel like there's quite. It's a good run. It's fun. It's hard though. Bearing in mind it is hardcore as well. I will try some casual runs, but I need to learn different strats because I don't need to pick up half of the things. Like the bosses die in half the ammo, so when I learn casual, I won't need to pick up as many things. I'll have to get Kakama to teach me the strats. But yeah, later on, then after this run, we're going to do some Final Fantasy VII Remake individual level speedrun world record attempts. Just going to like de-rust. So the individual levels are like 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 13 minutes, 8 minutes. They're all like that kind of length levels. And we're just going to like de-rust them a little bit, have a couple of goes, and then try and see if we can PB. Because I had record on most, or many of the, like I think about 10 levels. I only submitted 10 out of 18. I had record for a lot of them, which was just like the placeholder time. I was the only one there. And then Dudas came on and bopped all of my times. But some of the level ones, like the full game, he beat me by 13 minutes. And I need to do a lot of work to see how to improve that. And it's different strats as well, almost, because it's a full game. In the individual levels, I can menu differently, and I can do different strats there. And some of the levels, he's only beaten me by like a small like 20 seconds or 10 seconds, 5 seconds on some of them. So I can probably use a couple of different strats and see if we can PB on those and snag some of those back. I don't know if I'm finna do the full game runs anytime soon, maybe, but... I mean, I've been grinding Shadows of Rose for like 6 hours a day, and that run is only 4.5 hours, so it's different mentally. Practicing an hour run for 6 hours feels different than doing a 4.5 hour, 5 hour run. I don't know why, it just does. Like, I feel like I have to be more prepared for a long run like that. Of course, I would have to de-rust as well first, but... It's so annoying, because I only ran that game 2 or 3 months ago. It was 3 months ago, I think, when I set the records for the full games. But I've already forgotten so much, and I'm so rusty already. Like, I was watching some chapters today, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that. Oh yeah, you have to save load there. Oh shit, like, I don't remember any of that shit, dude. I feel like I've already...
Don't get cocky.
It's important what order you pick them up in as well, by the way. I feel like I I feel like I've already ran too many games where I like can't remember stuff. I always thought that everything that I would pick up in a speedrun I would like remember like later on, but some of it you really don't. Some of it you have to like actually relearn. The muscle memory comes back pretty quick, but the actual strats and things like you have to. That's why you have to de-rust, because it's just not easy to do unless you already have like 1 billion hours in the game. And I've got a lot of hours in Final Fantasy, so once I'm on the controller for half hour, I'll get the muscle memory back. But it's just, I always feel like I have to like relearn. Once I've played it for a couple of days though, I usually get it all back again. Like when I de-rust that game, I de-rust for like 4 days and then do runs. Well, it's usually like 2 or 3 days and then do runs. And then fail a run and then get a PB. That's usually how it goes. I've dropped so many fucking full runs at like 4 hours. Not dropped, but lost. Lost runs at like 4 hours in, or at the end of the game, or... My end game in that is still garbage as well. I still need to improve the boss fights a lot. Like fucking... Like my Renufus, my Genova and Rufus and Arsenal, they were all pretty good in my PB, if I remember rightly, but there's still so much time to save on them on that part. And on an individual level basis, that's fine, because they're like half-hour levels or something. But when you're doing it as the whole game, that's 4 hours in by the time you get there.
Get cocky.
So this is the run away from the mannequins part, everyone's favourite part. You just gotta not bonk or anything, make sure you don't, like, scuff anywhere, because otherwise she can catch you. But I'm on 60, and I feel like she's slower on 60, like, them dolls are slower. Because when I was watching CB Item Box on his runs, he sometimes swings the camera behind him, because he's on 120, and they are next to him, so I can see why he does it. But, like, on 60, I think they're not as quick, so I don't need to. We intentionally look away there to make sure that she comes in the door so she doesn't block. And then here, console runners have to go through the kitchen, but we can switch to 30 and just run past this bitch. And I stay in 30 all the way to keep them slow, just in case. It probably loses me time because I'm running in 30, but it makes them even slower than what they would be. Look away here to get her off the door, and then GG. I fucked up here, I lose 12 seconds here. Because I was holding W, my menu went up and tried to use the map, so I have to wait until I could use that.
So slow.
I lost, like, no, not 12, but like 7 seconds or something. It reckons I only lost like 3, but I'm pretty sure I lost more than that. But either way, I'm still like now, at this point in the run, I've got to here and I'm like nearly a minute ahead. So I'm like pretty stressed right now because I've got this part, which is like Detection City, right? Me, it's Geta. These fucking dolls. Me, it's Geta. Get her. So like, yeah, I was kind of sweating a little bit here because I had gotten here and I was on an okay pace, but there's a lot of quote-unquote, like, not skips, but maybe tricks to do here. Tricks are for kids. There's a lot of tricks to do here that you don't want to fuck up. You can go left here and go along and look up and get that plant, but I keep failing it. I'm not good at that one yet, so I do this strat, which is going up here. You switch to 30, run up here and get this as soon as, and then you want to drop off before she clocks you, but then this one clocks me. Just because of the way that times. So now I have... This is where I have time save. This room, I've got to save there as well. I have to practice this. Because I need to try and do that without getting fucked. I couldn't heal out of this, so I have to wait for it to regenerate. Which sucks. But I lose so much time here for danger walking. I can't really quantify how much yet, but we'll know when I can next get through there without getting cucked. Just normally, I'm too slow, I think. But if you time that right, you can drop off and avoid everyone catching you. It's like... But that slows me down to get to this, to do this, and then slows me down to get to the next one. So I'm probably losing. This is why I said I think I lost like 35, maybe more seconds here. Like, normally I would have already done this next bowl because I would have healed, but now I've healed. You naturally heal out of it. I have no idea why. That normally only happens on, like, assisted difficulty in Resident Evil. But for this DLC, they made it work in hardcore as well. You can checkpoint load there, but I don't usually need to. You can checkpoint load to reset the cycle of these dolls, but you don't need to for this one. Like, it's the same anyway. And you don't have to lower the frames for this one, I don't think. But I just did it for safety. Because it screws with their detection on lower frame rate. And it also, you can, like, you shouldn't be able to get this plant without being close to it, but we're getting it, like, through the box. It's like fucking channeling your powers through something to make them, like, amplifying them through a box. You don't reload that checkpoint either, because it makes this doll a bit weird, apparently. And I left it in 30 here just to make sure I could get through. No, I didn't. I'd already put it back at 60. Never mind. I lied. We pick this up. You can go to the left of the boxes. It's quicker, but I don't do that yet. So, but I do blast her. Meets guitar. She's down. I used to, like, blast both of them and then run behind this one, but now I blast the second one and then blast this one. You don't have to blast this one. You can run past this one, and by the time she gets to you, that checkpoint happens, and you can reload it before she kills you. And then you don't need to pick up here, the herb thing. But I do, so, like, because I don't do that way yet, so I'm still doing it this way. But it's like tomato kind of thing. Come around here, zap this, but you need to not get detected here. I did get detected. You can make her whiff with the doll in the way like that, or you can run under the table and make her whiff there, and then she loses aggro. But I got super lucky, and I could just run straight out. Sometimes she doesn't, even though the doll should cuck her, she can still sometimes just get you. It's a bit shit, but...
Don't get cocky.
Don't get cocky. And then we need 30 memes here because of the escape. You can do it on 60, but I jokingly said I've never been caught here and then got caught here, so I just put it in 30 every time now. But on 120, apparently, it's like nearly unplayable because they just always catch you. Everything moves faster in higher frames. I only just fucking made that there, and it was like, I don't feel like I bonked or did too much wrong. Maybe my line was bad, but... So then we've just got practically two... Well, a fake boss and then a real boss, and then that's the end of the run, really. Yo, what up, Two-Face? Welcome on in, dude. B is upset. How come? What did you do? See, here now, 145 ahead of my normal splits, which is really good. I took a pause here, because I was like, so I took a coffee break and a flowers break, which I'm going to do right now as well. Without the coffee, I'm going to have to go make one after. You're allowed, like, I think a 5-minute break in this run, but I never take long breaks in runs, because it like, I don't want to ice myself. I'll take enough of a de-stress just to, like, unclench my hands for 2 seconds, and then, like, try and relieve some of the anxiety, and then, like, have a smoke, and then carry on playing. That's it. The only time I have breaks is in Final Fantasy VII full runs. But that's because they are your scheduled toilet breaks. Fucked up there on the interact, so there's time saved there. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Two-Face. Hope you're having a good one, man.
Enough games.
Now you'll drown.
Drown. I came first. First? What? Does she only want you?
God, nice. We're just watching watching my PB from yesterday. I got a PB finally from this run offline. So we're just watching through and seeing where I can save time. I think I have time loss in this next... Or time save, sorry, in this next room. Because I got caught in the mud here.
Just so greedy. So many friends that it's never enough.
I wasn't left enough. That's not that bad, though. Everywhere you can save time. That's true, man. That's true. Between improvement and movement and menuing and whatever. But I meant, when I say, like, save time, other than, like, everywhere, I mean more, like, just to see if I failed any of the skips and stuff and see what, you know, if there was anything that was, like, really bad. But so far, like, it's great. Like, getting the mask skip on the second attempt is correct. Like I said, usually they have the death there anyway. And then, everything else has gone pretty much alright. Like, apart from the places where I got hit in the castle. So the early game I can save a lot of time. And in here I can save a lot of time. Even if the run was exactly the same, is what I mean. You know? Like, even if I got, like, on the same paces, and everything went exactly the same, I can still save time over this, which is good. That's good news. No, I don't know. I don't really know Warhammer and stuff, dude. I'm afraid.
Don't get cocky.
Then we have to fight Evelyn, shit character.
Never.
So if you use your powers on her before she blasts, apparently it makes her wind things attack quicker. So you'll see me, like, focus on her for a second and then duck and then let her do that, and then we can zap her. You have to wait until she does 3 blasts, then you can lock her down. But we need to, like, speed her up to do the blasts. Like that.
Supposed to be a family.
So we're going to, like, aim where she is and just target her a little bit.
Stupid old Rose.
And then we get the duff that we're supposed to get.
You'll die here.
I always forget that spawn when she spawns there. I was ready for the next one too early. Which is here.
If you'd never been born, it would have been perfect. Go away.
There's not really many other things I can do here to save time, really, because it's like a scripted sequence.
You're worthless. Nothing. A freak with
I don't think you need to zap her there, because she's already going when you get here. You just need to wait until she finishes all of these barrages and then move. Down. Hey, no worries, Cinders. You take care. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. You have a good night. Good luck with the sleep attempts. I got up at like 5 PM, so we're going to be out here gaming.
Don't get cocky.
There, I didn't know that. Damn.
I'm on my own, but I have to keep going.
I was happy to get to this part, so I start mouse dancing a little bit. I was feeling the music at this point, because I was like, this run's free now, I got to this bit. Sick. Like, I've done it. Like, hell yeah. Because I was confident that I was going to kill Miranda, or she ain't shit. So, once I get here, I'm like, this is, I've done it, nearly. I just need to fight Miranda, and it's GG. So I was pretty impressed when I got here. I thought, like, yeah, not often I get here. I was up at 2, 4, 5, 7, and 10. Oh, damn. Yeah, you get some sleep. Fuck. You have a good night. Good luck with the sleeping. I went to sleep at... I did 9 to 5, but the wrong way. I went to sleep at 9 AM and woke up at 5.
Just like in the castle.
I think I menued too late here. Second one, second one. Yeah, you need to... Okay. I need to do it as the blast hits. I need to switch to 30. I'm doing that too late, which is what gets me stuck. Time loss, time loss, time loss, time loss. Stuck on the thing. Big time loss. Okay, it's fine. Then I think there's 2 or 3 checkpoints here. There's one here, and I think I ran too far and then activated it. So I think I lost time on 3 checkpoints in the whole game because I skipped them too late. So I ended up having to retake the same steps. It's fine. Then I take extra caution to get this because this means that Miranda is 100% free every time. Until I improve my Miranda more, and I can do it in the clean amount of, like, the 4 cycle or whatever without needing as many of those, then I'll save more time from those pickups too. Because I can avoid that.
I need to find that crystal.
And this part's pretty straightforward then, just skip a couple of cutscenes, hold W, pick up some stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the Ethan bit, so... Okay, I got that meme because I couldn't remember which one was the item. Couldn't remember which was the pickup and which was the note, so I mashed on both. I got the item and then I was still mashing, so then it mashed on the bloody note and I was like, no, get out of it! So I had to right-click and get out of that shit. Time save there for next time. I need to, like, run through there 2 or 3 times and just remember where the fucking items actually are.
So strong.
One head.
It must be the crystal. I'm almost there. Michael.
Dee 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 dee. That was a panic inventory check to make sure I had everything for the boss fight, because I don't have the inventory SRT, or I didn't at least have it set up. So I was like, let me just make sure that I've got them things and I've got enough of them, and that's all I did was I opened it just to look at where the plants and sages are, and I was like 3, 2, 2. Okay, yeah, that's when I knew. I was like, this fight's free,
Don't get cocky.
because this way, even if the correct cycles don't work, I can get away with keep bringing her down, and even if I have to use a couple of pistol shots, it's still fine. Who wants to restart? Good. Fair play. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't really follow Warhammer, so... We got Daddy Ethan.
Why'd you let me call you Michael?
Michael.
Complicate things. I just needed you safe. And I'm sorry I left you alone, but I had to find a way out.
The exit's up ahead.
And I did. It's just ahead.
Deaf as he was in life, the exit's up ahead. And this part is like auto, you can't do anything here. Ethan killed in RE8. Yeah, I know, man. It is weird. Like, he kind of has his heart taken out, but then, like, is still alive for a while. I know he's a mold man, but it just seemed weird and jarring. I think I prefer Rose to Ethan.
So
'Cause she's got powers and shit. She's way cooler. I hope the next game's about her and not Ethan. Okay, so, fun fact here. So this is, obviously, we're watching my PB run. I got into this fight, notice what's missing. The boss HP. So I was like, shit, like, I thought about it for a split second, and I thought I could probably reset the boss fight, like just restart the checkpoint, and it will click back in. But I just went for it anyway, because I thought, fuck it, I know how to do the fight, I'm just going to do what I know how to do. So even without seeing the health values, I had to, like, wing it a little bit. Just trust my training. So wait till she goes up, bring her down to 14, at least I hope it was 14, then go for the damage. Try and get enough shots in before she flies up. I menu when she flies up to give me the correct activation time. But I fucked up there because I got caught reloading. Luckily for that second down, you get like the most time Every other one after that, she flies away. If you fuck up a shot, you're screwed. That's the only one you can fuck up, and luckily it was the only one I fucked up. So, like, for the second half of the game here, I feel like there's not as much that I can improve, because I did everything more or less, like, okay, apart from the getting detected by the doll meets guitar. Apart from that, like, if I can save time there quite a lot, and just improve menuing and things. But everything else I did relatively alright, like, it wasn't really many memes here, like, so I'm, like, relatively happy with the second part of the game. She might not come back. No, she might not, but if not, I think they might do the next game as with it'll be her when she's older or something.
What is...
So again, here I'm not aware of how much damage, so I'm like, fuck it, we need to just... Like, luckily I have one more knockdown, which will do enough damage with pistol fully loaded. Then I realised, as I did it, she says, I shall finish this, which means you've already got it. So I already got it, even with that, so I was like, yes. I knew this was free then. Like, GG's. So unfortunately, this whole section takes like 35 seconds. That's why it's like, oh, it's not like sub 48, but still okay for my first ever complete run. I can definitely do way better, and I will. I'll come back to this in the weekday, like Monday, Tuesday. We'll come back to this probably, maybe, unless I feel like doing it tomorrow. I don't know, but that's why I haven't been running it today. I kind of wanted today off, and we're gonna do some controller gaming after. Leon and Chris, but Jill and Barry push both Jill and Barry away. Hope not. I mean, we need to bring Jill back.
I'm me, Rose. And
You're done. I always say that like it's Leroy. You're done. So yeah, that was that. So, like, yeah, 2 minutes ahead at the end. 2 minutes ahead of my splits, which is great at Miranda start. And then I don't have a comparison for the finish because I hadn't... The furthest I'd got to in a run attempt before that was the start of that fight. And then I don't think I had enough staff, or... yeah, I think I was on the wrong DA, or I didn't have enough staff or something like that. I didn't know the fight. Whereas now, I'm fine. So now, once I get there again, we can hopefully do even better than this. Because even though this was so far ahead, I could be another 30 seconds ahead or 40 seconds ahead here because of the castle memes and dollhouse meme of getting Mitsukatar getting detected. So as long as no Mitsukatar, then I'm GG for a PB, right? That's the plan. So yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. It's like my first run.